This is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister. So glad to be coming on with you today. Hope you all doing well. Doing this special live today to just share with you my thoughts after attending the SAG-AFTRA local board meeting on Sunday. And like I said, this is a meeting that I also have some other announcements too that I'm going to kind of remind you of. But just definitely wanted to talk to you about it, and as well as just share some other thoughts that I have as a result of attending this meeting. And like I said, my first time, this is a meeting that they do every year. And I welcome you the next time they have it next year to come out. Like I said, the first time me going to the local membership meeting was actually last year. That was my first time going, because the other years I went because they do it on a Sunday. And I'm usually, attending church on Sundays, but I just decided last year to go to see what, and it's really just a great meeting to just view and be a part of, and just, this is your local membership meeting for those of you who are in SAG-AFTRA. If you have the chance to go, I don't know if all of the meetings have been held throughout the whole year. Like if there's someone who's locally in another area and you have as of yet to go to your membership meeting, I highly suggest you do so, because you sure can't complain about not having info when you don't go to where you can get the info, when you don't attend meetings, when you don't attend workshops, when you don't attend, because me, I usually try to attend whatever workshops I can, although I usually try to do them during the week. But like I said, the local membership meeting, it happens once a year. For us out here in Los Angeles, it's always the first Sunday in May. That's where it seems to usually falls. Typically the first Sunday in May seems like it always falls for us here in Los Angeles. So definitely encourage you to check out the meeting. Those of you who are in LA, check it out next year. Or if those of you who are living locally in other areas, if you have not gone to your local membership meeting yet, I highly suggest you go. And you have no excuse, because good thing, like say for example, for us here in Los Angeles, see, like I said, it always falls the first Saturday in May, and our dues are due on May the 1st, but you can't even use that as an excuse, because they always allow you to be paid up until April the 30th. So there's no excuse there. If you was always concerned about why I ain't paid my dues, there's no excuse there. They let you be paid up until April the 30th. So, it's an excuse if you ain't been paid up until April the 30th, I guess. But if you were paid up until April the 30th, you could have went to the meeting, which is fair to me. If you're gonna make it that close to when dues are due, at least do that. I'm glad they got the foresight into that, to at least let us be paid up until the last period. Then, if you're gonna make it that close. But that's no excuse. They allow you to be paid up until April the 30th to attend the meeting. It's just a problem if you're not paid up until April the 30th. But that wasn't an excuse. You could have been paid up to that point to attend. And just like I said, when you're getting the information that you need for your union, I mean, that is our local membership meeting that you have the choice to attend once a year. I say go. It's just certain things you can't let stop you from going and getting the information that you need. You know, just one Sunday a year, right? So I was glad that I started attending last year. Like I said, last year was my first time going, and I'm glad I went. That's why I went again this Sunday, and just got some great information. Like I said, you can't complain about not having information when you don't go to stuff. And just trust me, otherwise I try to, when I can, attend workshops and meetings for SAG-AFTRA and all that good stuff. It's just good to know. I mean, this is the union that you're a part of, for those of you who are in it. And most importantly, paying dues. Paying dues to twice a year. So it's good to just know what can be done through your union. So I highly suggest, for those of you who, like me, have spent a whole ton of years not making this meeting a part of their priorities, I highly suggest you do. Because it's a good way to just get you information and to be able to put any questions that you have about the industry before your local president. Because I'll just read to you the agenda of what took place on Sunday. Just a simple listing of the agenda, okay? First, they did the call of order. Then they did the Pledge of Allegiance. And then they had the Ralph Morgan Award. And if you don't know who Ralph Morgan was, he was the first SAG president. And they do an honor with him each year, awarding the Ralph Morgan Award to a recipient. Okay? Then the LA local president shared her remarks. Then the national executive director shared his remarks. And then it was a section where they talked about Ads Go Union. It's a hashtag. It's a hashtag Ads Go Union. And then the LA local executive director made remarks. And most importantly, what happens at the end of this meeting is a speakers list, in which case they give you the opportunity, you the members, to speak about the things that concern you. And bottom line, it was sign-ups. They do sign-ups because the order of the times for the meeting, like they had 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. was the mixer, and then from 12 to 3 was the meeting. And like for the speakers list, they give you, they have sign-ups for you to, and they go in the order of how you sign up. The sign-up sheet for the speakers list is from 11 a.m. until 2, in which you have that time to sign up with your question to bring before the president. And all of them that are representative there, your local president, national executive director, your local executive, and anyone else that's there. They also had one of the lawyers that works with them there. That's the time where your voices are able to be heard. You know, if you want to ask the question, I didn't have one to ask, but if I wanted to, I could have. I could have got on that list that they had, the sign-ups. The sign-ups were open from 11 to 2. If I wanted to, I could have went on and signed the list with a question. And that's how they end the meeting, with your questions, because they want to hear from you. So that's the agenda, just bottom line of the meeting. And I'm glad I went. I got some real great information, just great information. I'll show a couple of the things that I got. course, those of you who work background, this is the Background Actors Contract Digest. And I'm sorry, I know all this stuff is coming out backwards. Sorry, that's why I'm reading it to you. This is the SAG-AFTRA Background Actors Contracts Digest. It's one of the things I got. This is, and this is dated as of May the 1st. The SAG-AFTRA National Television Show Sheet. Giving you all good information about the shows. Once again, this is the SAG-AFTRA National Television Show Sheet that is dated as of May the 1st of this year. Okay. And of course, here's the thing, because Lord knows this has been in so many different ways, so in the news as of recently, covering different areas. Know your rights in your union. And this is this pamphlet is given to you on the behalf of the ethnic. Let's see. Well, I'll just read it from what it says here. The EEO diversity is sagaftra.org/EEO diversity. In fact, I'm gonna look that up right now so I can that way I can show you the link to it. Let me post up that link and I'll sagaftra.org/ because that way you can check it out for yourself. EEO. Okay, like that. Find that link for you and I can post it in the comments as if you want to come up today. Okay, sorry, this computer is going slow, but this is a pamphlet anyway. This is on behalf of the SAG-AFTRA EEO and Diversity Department. Okay? So, and just to read what it says on the front of this, it is our core, it is a core value of SAG-AFTRA that our strength is in our diversity. We are committed to the broadest employment and environment of our members regarding of race, national origin, ancestry, color, creed, religion, sex, marital status, sexual orientation, political affiliation, veteran status, gender identity or expression, age or disability. SAG strives to educate and engage members so that they may be full participants in the workings of their union. We are proud to be a model of inclusion, democratic organization, and governance. At least I'm just definitely showing you that there is a department that handles this, and Lord knows that's been in the news so much lately in regards to definitely sex with the, Me Too movement and all that, So, those are some things that I gathered, along with some other things, some info that I gathered about your theatrical contracts, your new media contracts, television contracts. Definitely so many, like they had in a room, different tables where they had people handling different areas. So I made sure to grab some info about that, like I said. And I'm going to read I'm going to read, I'm going to just read one of these that definitely would be of interest to you. Definitely for those of you who may not have a health plan, or it can be in addition to your health plan. In fact, let me first post the link to what I just read to you about the EEO and diversity. If you want to read some more about that, I'm gonna give you the link in the comments to look up more about that. Okay. So that's first. If you want to find out more about how they can assist you as far as diversity goes, there's the SAG-AFTRA link in which that can be done. And now, as far as I'll do one announcement that will definitely be of importance for those of you who either like if you don't have any kind of health coverage at all, or it could be, of course, in addition to any health coverage that you may have. Well, tomorrow, SAG-AFTRA is doing a health fair. They're doing a health fair tomorrow out here in the city of Los Angeles, okay? But at the Los Angeles local, okay? They are doing a health fair. And it's going to take place tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 9th, 2018, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's taking place in the James Cagney Boardroom, Frank Maxwell Room, in the Promenade area. In those areas, that's where the health fair will be stretched out. Once again, the James Cagney Boardroom, the Frank Maxwell Room, and the Promenade area. SAG-AFTRA Health Fair, okay? And it's taking place at 5757 Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90036, okay? And of course, it's free validated parking, interlocked off of Curzon Avenue, okay? And this is the stuff that the health fair is going to be covering: dental awareness, vision screenings, massage therapy, glucose testing, vocal health screenings, blood pressure and consultation, ultrasounds, HIV testing, mental health services, free product samples, and much more. Okay. Let's see. And what they're also to read a little bit more about this. Let's see. They're having mammograms available for qualified members, and this is taking place from the time of the fair. You know, from 10 to 3. And this is being done by Alina. It's ALINEA Medical Imaging, Mobile Mammography. Can't talk, huh? Mammography. Motor coach will be located in front of the building on Wilshire Boulevard. Alina Medical Imaging is an in-network provider for SAG-AFTRA Anthem Blue Cross. So you can either click here on the website, and I'm going to post the link right there, because I'm reading from the SAG-AFTRA page where they're discussing the health fair. So I'm going to post that link in the comments, so you can go. So that's the link where on the SAG-AFTRA website where they're discussing the health fair that's going to take place tomorrow. So I'm going to finish reading. They say click here. It's going to be a link where you can click here or call. And here's the number. Area code 909-622-3166 to sign up or see if you are eligible for a free screening. Okay. And then also what I'm going to read, they have at Cedars-Sinai, a blood drive at SAG-AFTRA. And this is taking place from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And this is done by appointment. And to read a little bit about that, there is no substitute for human blood. It cannot be manufactured synthetically to replace the actual true life essence in our veins. During an emergency, a critical triage can require more than 100 units of blood. At the Cedars-Sinai Level 1 Trauma Center, with the actual donation procedure itself, with the actual donation procedure itself, approximately just 10 minutes. Your one single donation can help impact multiple lives. Please RSVP in advance, and it's a link saying here. You can click on that link. Or they say you can go to locate a blood drive, then enter the code in the first upper box. Donor group code SAGA. Okay, so that's about that. But I just posted the link in the comments for you for the SAG-AFTRA page talking about the health fair, so you can go to that as well and find out more about tomorrow's health fair. Like I said, for those of you definitely who don't have no health insurance, or this is in addition to any health insurance you may have, SAG-AFTRA holding a free health fair tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 9th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's taking place at the SAG-AFTRA Los Angeles local headquarters, okay? And specifically being held in the James Cagney Boardroom, Frank Maxwell Room, in the Promenade area, located at 5757 Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles, California 90036. Okay, so definitely check that out tomorrow if you are interested. Okay, and hopefully if you're in SAG, of course you are signed up for getting the emails that come from SAG-AFTRA, okay? And they, of course, send you all kinds of information for different events that are going on, okay? So hopefully you're getting those emails. If not, definitely sign up and make sure that you are getting the emails that are so you can keep up with any information that is going on, okay? Because they have all kind of different resources at SAG-AFTRA, okay, to meet different needs, okay, that you may have, okay? So I welcome you to just check that out, okay? I mean, you can definitely just go to the website for whatever needs that you may have from SAG-AFTRA, to just give you the regular, of course, homepage. And of course, that's www.sagaftra.org for anything that you may need to know just as a whole about SAG-AFTRA. There's the homepage link, which is www.sagaftra.org. www.sagaftra.org. Once again, www.sagaftra.org. Okay? For anything that you may need to know about your union, I mean, the info is there. It's just a matter of you doing what you need to get the info, whether it's make your calls or search the website or attend these workshops and meetings and seminars. I mean, what can I say? What you don't know is on you for not knowing, because you're not doing what you need to do to educate yourself. So, and I'm not telling you no more than what I had to learn. Like I said, with me now going to make sure that I attend these local membership meetings, because you sure can't complain about not knowing stuff when you don't do everything that's possible for you to get the information that you need. Okay, so that's pretty much it on the front of just giving you the information that I've received, that I've gotten. But it's also interesting to have to witness part of the because I didn't stay for the whole thing. I left at about like 2:30, but of course I just seeing the part like what I told you about, where they had the opportunity for us to express our opinions, and just seeing some of the questions that was answered, that was asked and addressed. A lot of questions about the pension and about being able to get work, and that was all really centering around, and all of this, really the stuff that they discussed, that you heard from the remarks of the, like I said, from the president, from the national executive director. To just listen to what they had to say, and then listen to what some of the members had to say. It just chalks up for me for one thought, and one thought only, and that's to change what you have been doing. You have got to be willing to do things differently. Okay? And that's definitely a lesson for me, and definitely the area that I want to speak about as far as the changes that have came about with the corporation of the internet, and with social media, and with digital technology. That stuff has changed the game. And a lot of the stuff, the remarks that I've heard from the president, the national executive director, and all of those who were on the panel speaking, as well as what I've heard from the members. You just have got to be willing to change the game, and to change your route, reroute yourself as to how you used to do such stuff, and make some changes. Because, like I said, with the corporation of the internet, and with social media and digital technology, that has changed the game. But I feel personally that it's changed the game for the better. It was kind of presented in a light from one of the panelists, that how it's kind of, he presented it in a light where it seemed like he was presented like it kind of hurt the business. And on one hand, I can see where he's sort of kind of coming from, but I really see it in the light where it's kind of helped us. Because you're talking to somebody who had my aversion to the internet at first, especially with social media. I really had a serious aversion to it. It wasn't until 2008 that I signed up for my first social media network, and that was MySpace. That was back in '08. Lord knows, before '08, I ain't had nothing. Had no desire to be on, especially social media. Had no desire to be on social media at all before 2008. See, the way I played with my social media and all that stuff with internet, how I get involved, I just simply do it as it becomes a need. See, that's how I play it, especially with social media, as it becomes a need. And of course, at first, before 2008, I didn't see, especially social media, I didn't see it as a need. Not at all. Because it seemed like I was guilty for just paying attention to the foolishness. Because there is, and y'all see the foolishness that be going on. And that's what I was guilty of, just seeing the foolishness. But, I mean, it's no different from any other medium that you use, whether it's telephone, telegram, telegraph, you know. I mean, what you decide to use it for is what's going to be done with it. If you decide to use this stuff for good, it'll be for good. If you decide to use this stuff for bad, it's going to be for bad. That's just the way, I mean, it's no different from the telephone. Some people use their phones to talk smack and crap. They ain't benefit to nobody, but some people use their phones for good, to try to call someone and encourage someone. Well, the same with your social media. It's about what you're going to do with it. If you're going to use it for bad or use it for good. But like I said, going back to it, I didn't get on any kind of social media network until 2008, and that was with MySpace. I first joined MySpace because I was so determined at first to stay off Facebook. Because all the stuff, like I said, all of the bad stuff you hear that's going on, you know, that kind of thing. And so I started off with MySpace, and then it wasn't until 2010, because that's when I started doing Thoughts for Vision. Of course, I started doing that in October, November 2010, and it seemed like at that time MySpace was kind of on the road to kind of being no more, in a sense. So it just made sense for me when I started my show Thoughts for Vision. I was like, then, okay, well, now I got to bite the bullet and get on Facebook because everybody there. Although that was my attitude then. I was like, oh, God, I got to bite the bullet. And, you know, that was my attitude then. And it was so funny. I was like, well, look, at the time I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to be on one. Okay, I'm not going to be on both of these. See, that's hilarious now, me saying this, but that's how I was like then. I was like, look, I'm going to be on one or the other. Now, if I'm going on Facebook, I ain't about to deal with MySpace. And that's what I did. I joined Facebook, and then I closed my MySpace account. Because I had, at the time, thinking, oh, I don't want to be on all these social. It's funny to me now saying that, but at the time, I was like, I don't want to be on all these social media sites. Now, I'm going to do one or the other. And at that time, that's all people were talking about, okay? That I mainly heard, either Facebook, MySpace, whatever. And I was like, look, I'm going to do one and not the other. So when I opened my Facebook account, I closed my MySpace account. Now, of course, that was my that was my thought process at the time, because I really did not want to have nothing to do with social media, frankly. But of course, as the years come by and I've grown to learn, it's about, like I said, it's about what you're doing with the social media. What are you using the social media for? And that's the bottom line. What are you using the social media for? You know, using it for good or using it for bad, you know? And like I said, it's as it becomes a need. That's how I play with all of my social medias, as it becomes a need. And I'm too convinced that social media is a need. It's no longer an option. Because like what I was hearing, definitely from the part that I witnessed about when they got down to the speakers list and was allowing the members to go forth and share and give their questions, they're kind of locked into still doing stuff the old way. It's still going by the means of mainstream media. And all I got to tell you is you're going to get lost in the shuffle. You're going to get lost in the shuffle. Still relying on mainstream media to, I'm telling you, you're really going to get lost in the shuffle. You are. Because social media and the internet, digital technology ain't going nowhere. It's here to stay. So, and it has changed the game. It's more than here to stay. It has changed the game. And you got to be willing to do some things different in how you take on your course of going through this industry. See, I wouldn't be, I would have still not had a social media page if I could help it. But it's like I said, it's more than a need now. Social media, internet, digital technology has changed the game. And personally, I think it's changed the game for the better. Personally. You have so many more opportunities that you didn't have with just dealing with mainstream media. Just going the good old mainstream way. You have so many more opportunities. Especially as far as creating your own content. And I hope that's what you notice about how I'm running my group. Some of the stuff that I post in this group. I'm trying to encourage you to create your own content. Because I'm hearing stuff, of course, from people who are in the industry saying that I'm still hearing stuff like, well, I'm not seeing this going on. I'm not seeing that going on. I'm not seeing enough of this. I'm not seeing enough of that. Well, all I can tell you is do something about it. If that's what you're seeing as some problems that would help improve the industry, then if you're the one that's seeing it, then it's up to you to create a solution to the problem. See, don't sit back and wait for anybody else to come up with the solution. If it's being shown to you, if God is allowing you to see this particular problem that needs to be addressed as far as this industry goes, then guess what? It's up for you to come up with the solution to solve it. If you're not seeing enough films, enough shows telling our story, then guess what? Throw your hand into the pot. See what specifically you're seeing or not seeing, then I guess it's time for you to throw your hand in the pot. Don't sit around and expect other people to see it. If God is showing you this specific problem, this specific area of the industry that's not being addressed, or this certain topic, or this certain thing that's not being addressed in the form of a film, of a show, of a play, then he's showing that to you for a reason. He means for you to come up with that play, to come up with that film, to come up with that show that'll address it. Don't wait for nobody else to. Why are we waiting for other people to catch our vision? Let me say that again. Why are we waiting for other people to come up with our vision? It's your vision. It's what God has showed you that's missing. So if he showed it to you, guess what? He means for you to solve the problem. See, don't wait around and sit around and try to convince other people of your vision. It's your vision. If this is what you see that's missing in the industry, then it's yours to make it happen. If God is showing you this, don't wait around for somebody else to catch it. That's just foolish. And too many people gone to their graves waiting for somebody else to catch on to their vision. There are too many people sitting in their graves, went to their graves, waiting for somebody else to catch their vision. I see Eric watching. Hi, Eric. Thank you for tuning in. There are too many people that went to their graveyards. Let me say it one more time. There's too many people that went to their graveyards waiting for someone else to catch their vision. If God showed it to you, it's your vision. It's for you to solve. If you see something that is not happening in the industry like it should, if God is showing you that what can be done, that if he's put that burden on your heart to see that problem, guess what? You're the one to come up with the solution. Don't sit and wait around for everybody else to do it. And yes, when you try to present that vision, there's going to be some opposition. Just expect that. That's going to be a given. Don't think that you're going to come up with something that's totally out of the box and you're not going to face opposition. That's a given. Be willing to push through the opposition and push straight forward ahead. Because don't get me wrong, as people, and you'll have some people who see if you are really stronghold, gung-ho on your vision, there'll be the right people that will come along and connect with you and want to be a part of it. But none of that will happen if you don't start in the first place. None of that will happen if you don't start in the first place. See, God has given us all a vision for whatever field that we're in. He gave us the vision. Now, you got to be willing to, despite your fear, despite whatever is going on, you got to be willing to push through all that and bring forth that vision. You know, anytime before you go to the grave. And kind of too late once you get to the grave. I think it's official, woulda, coulda, shoulda at that point. Now, before you get to the grave, we really appreciate if you come forth with your vision. See, too many visions went to the grave because people feared just bringing it forth as a whole, or maybe feared the opposition, or just let their fears override them and stop them from bringing maybe people in their lives, their family members, friends, you know, they let them talk them out of their vision. Especially them people. Let's talk about them peepers. Them peepers. Them peepers. That can be in our lives, especially the ones who are closest to us, our family members and friends. Don't let nobody talk you out your vision. And all you got to do is look at all these people that want to give you advice. Just look at their advice. I mean, I'm sorry. Look at their lives and see what they doing. Just look at their lives and see what they doing. and too many times out of 10, those very people who are trying to talk to you about your vision either ain't got a vision of their own, or they're in the same boat as you, scared to start yours. See, that's where the place is coming from. Majority of people who are trying to talk you out of your vision, they either don't have a vision, period, or they too scared to start theirs, or they let somebody talk them out of their vision, so here they come trying to discourage you. That's typically the place, unfortunately, where the majority of people's advice comes from. Their own fears, their own insecurities that they're trying to project onto you. I'm going to read what you say, Eric. You said, hey, Jackie, real talk, good stuff. You say, yes, you got to start somewhere. I totally concur with you, my sister. And any day above ground is a good day. But yeah, just bottom line. This is your one chance at life. You don't get do-overs. You know, you don't get to, once you stand before God, this is it. This time that you have here on earth, this is it. With each passing day, each passing hour, each passing minute, each passing second, you're getting closer to glory. You're getting close to standing before the one who created you. In other words, we ain't got time to waste, family. We ain't got time to waste. Okay. You say, thanks once again. This is Eric. You say, thanks once again for coming out and supporting my Queen Tracy at her speaking event on this past Saturday. Oh, yeah, you're very welcome. And she did a really, really great job. Did a real great job. Yeah, I had the opportunity. I went to the One Faith Fellowship. They have their fellowships the first Saturday of the month, which they have speakers, and one of them this past Saturday was his lovely wife Tracy. She did a really, really great job. Did a really great job. So I was happy to be there to support her and you, to support the both of you, because you know how much I love and appreciate the both of you, and you know you're in my heart always. So you know that. You know that better than my words can say. So you know I love and appreciate the both of you. I was more than happy to be there. But like I said, bottom line, we have this one chance at life. This what we got on earth, this is it. And you don't know when that time is up. The Bible says you don't know the day nor the hour. You say, I'm reading Eric, you say, we both totally appreciate you, my sister, as always. Keep up the phenomenal work. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Right back at you as well. But like I said, we have this one chance here while we're on earth. I mean, this is it. Like I said, with each passing second, we're getting closer and closer to glory. And the Bible says we do not know the day nor the hour where we're going to be called and be before the Father. And all I want to hear, I don't know about the rest of you, but all I want to hear when I stand before him is, well done, thou good and faithful servant. That's all that any of us should want to hear. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. See, that's the kind of life that I'm trying to live at this point. Is to do whatever I need to do where I can hear those words. The life that I need to live where I will hear those words. The actions that I need to take where I will hear those words. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Whatever actions, things that I need to do, however Jacqueline Price needs to be transformed, where I will one day hear those words from my Creator. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. And it depends on what career you're in, doesn't matter. How much money you make, doesn't matter. None of that doesn't matter. It's just all about following the leading of the Holy Spirit and what He wants you to do. It's all about following His leading. And that's what we got to remember. No matter what He has you doing, because I know it's some stuff God can say to you and you're like, because it seems like the majority of stuff God instructs us, tells us to do, doesn't make sense to us, right? But we got to learn to obey it whether it makes sense or not. Whether it makes sense to our natural ears or not, we got to still obey it. Because we know that it's for our good. We know whatever the Lord is instructing us to do is for our good. It's for our good. And that's simply what you got to remember. Okay? That should be your goal. To hear from your Creator one day, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Okay? And before I go, that's going to wrap up just as a whole what I have to say to you. But I want to let you know, because I announced this before, 168 168 film project. Like I said, if you want to be a producer, that deadline is coming up. That deadline is coming up in a couple of days. The deadline will be here. Okay? For the 168-hour film project. That's if you want to be a producer. Okay? If you want to be a producer. The deadline is coming up in 2 days. The deadline will be, I'm seeing now it's going to be May the 10th, because they had the 11th at first, but now I see they changed it to the 10th. They backed it up a day for some reason. So, but I'm just letting you know, that's why I'm announcing it, because they backed it up a day. Now, if you want to be a producer now, this is for those of you who want to enter and start your own team as a producer. Okay? The deadline for entries as a producer is now going to be at noon on May the 10th. And that's Pacific time, okay? At noon on May the 10th at noon Pacific time. That is now the deadline for producers, okay? And the cost now for producers is $398, okay? And that started on May the 2nd, okay? That price, and that's the last, of course, price for these last couple of days for you to enter as a producer, okay? It's $398. And entries, the deadline for entries now is on May the 10th at noon Pacific time. So to just give you the info, just the total info, where you can scroll down and read about the 168 Film Project. This is a film festival. For those of you who have not heard of it, I'm just going to give you the website if you would like to know more about the 168-hour film project. The website, www.168film.com. Okay, if you want to know more about the 168 film project, there's the website. Okay, www.168film.com. Once again, www.168film.com. Once again, I really had a great time. I believe it was about to be a couple weeks ago, where I worked on their feature film called Final Frequency, and I believe they just a couple of days ago they just wrapped up the work on that feature film. I think the last day was either yesterday or the day before, I think, where they wrapped up the work on the feature on this year's feature film Final Frequency. But I had the opportunity 2-3 weeks ago to work on that, and it was a great experience. And once again, shout out to the founder and president of the 168 Film Project, John David Ware. Thank you so much for that opportunity to participate in your feature film, and just all of my years of involvement with the 168, which this year for me makes 11 years. I've been involved with 168 since 2007. So this year for me makes 11 years being involved with the 168. And it's been a really great experience. And once again, I say to the president and founder of the 168 Film Festival, John David Ware, thank you so much for being my friend. Thank you so much for your support. And I just so honored to have been a part of the 168 for 11 years. And that connection will never ever stop, my friend. Just know I so appreciate you tremendously, okay, for your vision that you're trying to get out through the 168, okay? And there's so many opportunities for you to, if you're not going to sign up as a producer and start your own team, then you can get on someone else's team, as well as there's going to be so many opportunities for you. If you don't want to be on a team at all, there's so many opportunities that will come for you to volunteer for the festival. And the festival is going to take place in August, okay? The festival is going to take place in August. I think the specific dates I want to say is August the 25th and the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the exact dates for the 168 this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to specifically take place on August the 25th and the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. If not, definitely you can check the website. Once again, for more info about the 168 Film Festival, go to the website, www, and it's posted in the comments, www.168film.com. Once again, www.168film.com. Okay? With that, that is going to wrap up this special live today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Definitely welcome you to continue to keep up with this group, The Fine Line We Walk, Christians in the entertainment field. I'll be bringing you more broadcasts, more great opportunities for you to create your own content, as well as other broadcasts that I see. Like I said, once again, I welcome you to post your stuff, because I made the change where members can post. Just understand, posts will be moderated, okay? So when you post, it will be awaiting approval. And once I check it out, I'll be more than happy to approve it, okay? So please share with me. Like I said, this group ain't just about me. Please share with me what's going on with you. Your upcoming gigs and projects and things like that. Share them with us so we can be a support to you. And definitely, I'm just going to continue to just whatever I see y'all doing out there. I'm just going to post it, okay? I'm going to post whatever I see. But, you know, definitely those of you who are in definitely other areas locally, definitely post and let us know what's going on. Because, hey, Facebook is global, okay? Facebook is not just Los Angeles or California. Facebook is global. And I want us to have a global interaction with each other. So if you're living in different states, different cities, different countries, participate and let us know what's going on. Because I plan to be global. I don't plan to just stay in one area. So I want to know what's going on everywhere. And that's why I post stuff that's going on everywhere. Because you never know where you're going to end up in your travels. And it's good for you to know what's going on. Not just in your local area, but, you know, nationally, internationally. You need to know what's going on. And if you keep a national or international mindset, you will be floored at where your gift will take you. The Bible says our gifts make room for us. And it can make room for us way past our local area. It will take you into different cities, different countries, different continents. We need to have a global mindset because we serve a global God. You shouldn't limit him to just your local area. We serve a global God. He is everywhere. He is everywhere. So we as his children should plan to be everywhere. We need to start thinking global. Not just local. Global. I am developing a global mindset. So I want to know what's going on everywhere. Not just here locally. I want to know what's going on everywhere. And you should want to too. So please, hear about anything that's going on and feel free to post it. Like I said, posts will be moderated, but I will look at it, check it out, and definitely approve it if it's all good, okay? But I'll definitely be posting what I'm seeing going on. So just stay tuned and ready for what's about to take place in your life. Because God, as I always say, has a great plan and purpose for your life. So just get ready. Just get ready for what God is about to do in your life, okay? But that's my time. Y'all take care. You have a wonderful, blessed day. If you missed any part of the show, definitely check it out in the replay. And please share out this broadcast to your friends, your family, whatever. Share out this broadcast and get the word out to those who need it, okay? So, take care. Take heed to everything that I said on this broadcast today. You have a wonderful and blessed life. Take care.